CC of North Olmsted Tutors. We are here to talk about week 17 art, which is about Michelangelo. I have a few library books for you. I'll mark the pages that are important. This one is just about art from the Renaissance, and it has a great picture of David without it being too graphic like this other book I have. So that's up to you. I will probably still cover up something because some parents may not want their kids seeing the full view of David. And we also have this book, which has a great close-up of the Sistine Chapel at the top. So Michelangelo is best known for David and for the Sistine Chapel ceiling. This also has this is the book that you each have. This has an overview of the entire ceiling and a portrait of him. It says he was an Italian sculptor, painter, architect, and poet of the High Renaissance, born in the Republic of Florence, who exerted an unparalleled influence on the development of Western art. Considered by some the greatest living artist during his lifetime, he's since been described as one of the greatest artists of all time. So we used to do 2 projects on week 17 to go along with Michelangelo. This year we are just doing 1, which I hope that you'll be pleased with, but I think that will just help us to focus on the fresco and not worry about the Sistine Chapel. So what you'll have on your carts are enough plates for each child to have one of these. You'll have these little red cups already filled with plaster of Paris, enough for each fresco. That will save you time, I believe, in getting that done. You will also have string and scissors. And the scissors will be in there, of course. And then you will have a spoon for this first part of it. You also have baby wipes inside of your box so that you can have the kids wipe their hands if they need to on the baby wipe and throw it away rather than putting it down the drain. Please do not put this down the drain. So you'll want a little, let me show you Amy's final product that she did with the beautiful leaf. Now that part is totally up to you whether you want it imprinted. That's not in the directions, so I'll just leave that to your discretion if you want to bring something to imprint. This is what her imprint turned out. It was beautiful with the autumn leaf. So she made the fresco, and then there is a string that holds it. The fresco she imprinted. I'll show you what she did. So just for those of you who like to see it in action, we will pour. These have about a 1/2 cup inside, so you need a 1/4 cup to a 1/3 cup of water. So I have, there we go. I'll start with a 1/4 cup. Okay, let's see how well that mixes. So every student will be mixing their own. Some directors like to pre-mix them. I'm fine pre-mixing them. For your littler classes, you'll have to tell me Monday morning, I guess, so I have the day to do it. But I really think part of the process is mixing them themselves, like stirring it and pouring it. Then they can see where it came from and the technique that Michelangelo did. I'm seeing I probably poured way too much water in this. So that was a 1/4 cup. You might want a little less. Less is better. But you'll have a huge bag of plaster of Paris, so you can, if you need extra, like I'm needing extra for this one, then you can add some. It's like making pancakes. You just gotta have the right consistency. Here we go. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It's kind of drainy, as you see, but I'll go ahead and pour it into the, I think you can see that. Just pour it right in. No need for Vaseline or anything like that. And then spread it so it's Okay, so be sure I made a mistake. Because these plates have the word Chinette in them. Oh, there goes some stuff. Has Chinette imprinted. I don't know if you can see that. You will have to put your string on the plate first, then pour your plaster Paris over. And then on this side, this is when you'll want, if you're doing an imprint like Amy did with a shape, you'll want to put that next inside of this. That way too, it's a smooth top. But once it starts drying a little bit, like you probably just saw it, I can smooth it over a little, and now it's, but the way I did mine, I will have the back of mine will say China, or the front of mine will say China, and I'll have to just paint around it. You won't want that. So while it's drying, don't do what I just did. While it's drying, talk about your artist and have them just not touch it. If it's dry, you're gonna pop it right out. You will have watercolors. Remember with these watercolor tubes, all you need is a tiny dot of paint in here. I will have enough of these for pairs of students to share. So make sure, of course, if you use more, one per student, that's fine. We'll just have to clean them between classes. So if you can put a parent on that, I might not be in there. Just be sure if you use more than 4 in your class, you'll have to wash the extras. Otherwise, I'll wash them during review. But the students will share those. I also have this color string if you'd rather have them have a fun color string. That's left over from the Christmas party. I have Sharpie markers in here for them to write their names on the plates. We have paint brushes, and we have these for the water for their paint brushes. So there's going to be lots of setup and cleanup. Please keep watch on your time and start cleaning up so that you're done by your end of time. So you're getting in there, you're mixing your plaster of Paris, you're pouring, you're talking about your artist, then you have 10 to 15 minutes to paint. My suggestion would be to give them some idea to paint, so it's not them having to think about something to paint. Otherwise, it gets to be a lot to do within 30 minutes for these little minds. You could even have them do abstract art if that's easy for them, but just give them a direction to go. That would be helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, but happy painting! Thanks!